So are you saying, sir, that it was more of...
I'm confirming to you that the governance standards in IHCL and as followed by the management of a very high order have always been of a very high order, and there's never a question of any dilution in that. That's the point I'm making. And all investment decisions that IHCL took went to the board, were duly considered, reviewed by the board, approved by the board in consensus. There was never a dispute, there was never a disagreement. If there was a dispute or disagreement, the matter would be kept aside. It would go back to the management, and the management has to then address it and come back to the board.
So there are no corporate governance issues?
There was no dissent ever recorded on any investment decision.
There were no corporate governance issues, as you are saying?
The question doesn't arise.
And also talking about, as you are saying, that there can be good or bad decisions, but there was no indulgence of Tata Trust?
I'm saying they're not bad decisions. Decisions when they're taken are good. But as you unfurl and as you run life and as you run business, because of changing environment, the decisions need to be tweaked. And there's a need for a course correction. That's what the management has been doing. So one can't revisit in 2016 a decision we took in 2005 and say in 2005 that decision was wrong because in 2016 we would have thought differently. That's the point I'm making.
And about the indulgence of Tata Trust in the...
I have confirmed that in my experience and as the erstwhile CFO of the company, nobody from any Tata Trust ever approached me and asked me for any information or coerced me or whatever it is.
Last question, sir. How do you see it going forward now?
No, that's for the group to decide. I'm not, I'm just speaking on behalf of IHCL.
So there has been some concern as far as the debt is concerned. So just want to understand.
No, I think before my retirement, we have addressed the debt and we have substantially brought it down, which is all in the public domain. So the company divested a variety of assets, and we divested our ownership of the Boston Hotel and used that proceeds to retire debt. We divested our shareholding of Orient Express, used that to retire debt. We sold off the Sydney Hotel some time back. We divested our shareholding in Tata Projects, which was non-core. So prior to my retirement, the debt had come down to about 3,200 crores, which is a very comfortable level to deal with.
There has been an allegation that's been made saying that many of these foreign properties were sold at a lower valuation.
No, that is incorrect. The point is very simple. Any decision, any transaction that we indulge in is based upon a carefully thought through strategy, testing of the market, and looking at alternate pricing, talking to multiple purchasers or buyers, multiple buyers before you take a view on divestment. The correct way to look at this is that when we went through a cycle of investments, at that time the rupee dollar was 44, 45 rupees. And IHCL being an Indian company, all the international operations are eventually housed in an Indian balance sheet and a rupee balance sheet. So the correct way to look at it is, let's forget about the dollar value at which we...
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.